Wait, hold up. Give me just 1 second. Ah, there we go. I need to warn you, I do paint blood in this video. Because I, like most creatives like me, like to put our characters through maybe a little too much, pain. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Just a fair warning. Y'all can get back to the video now. I'll see you later. Proceed! Hello, fellow doodlers. So, I finally succeeded, after 2 other attempts at an Ash timeline. Although I see many issues with this one, I actually did finish it, and that right there is reason enough to be proud for me. Addressing the issue that I mentioned in my sketchbook tour when talking about the previous attempt at an Ash timeline, I just tackled 2 pictures or sections at a time instead of the entire thing, and it worked. I didn't get overwhelmed, and I finished it in 2 days, which sounds like a lot, but if you calculate that I still have other stuff to do, then it wasn't that big of a deal. I also used this illustration as a way to practice gouache, which is a water-activated paint with similarities to both acrylic and watercolors, and a paint that I've been struggling with. I got gouache a while back as a Christmas present, I believe, from my best friend Jason. And while I did try to use them, I even tried to do a video about them, I wasn't very good and they were a little scary if I'm being honest. I typically do my work in watercolors if I'm doing any sort of paint, and I'm just now starting to try to figure out how to use acrylics. So a medium that has both characteristics, technically speaking, should be easy to figure out. My problem lied with how lighter colors dried darker, darker colors dried lighter. Also, it was very easy to mix too little paint. With gouache, I was scared to use too much, so I would always mix too little, and it is extremely hard to get the same color twice. So they kind of just dried up on my shelf until recently, while I was learning some new digital rendering processes, I realized I could kind of copy that using watercolors and gouache. I had the idea to do base colors in watercolor, then do the rendering with gouache and colored pencil. Rendering with watercolors is a little difficult, especially in small spaces, and base colors is difficult for gouache because it reactivates easy. So why not try the best of both worlds? It did actually work the way I intended. Only once did I forget that the gouache reactivated while I was doing what I believe is called a glaze? I think... Basically, I used a watercolor wash over the gouache and it smeared a bit. But I salvaged it with pencil, so we are all good. In case you were curious, these are all scenes from the story I'm slowly working on, featuring my character Asher as the story progresses. The first is Ash talking to my other character Finton in an alley after they escaped from a cursed warehouse, which is where they keep kidnapped cursed users and sell them to other groups. The second is while Ash is in captivity for the second time, I know. And the third is where he's hunting down his captors. And then lastly, he joins up with the main group again and gains control of his power. All that probably doesn't make a lot of sense. Like a few other artists, I'm trying not to spill too much information in case I do actually decide to go somewhere with this story and actually publish it. I also kind of like just giving glimpses of their story through my videos, so that's fun too. So, I'm not entirely sure what to wrap this up with. I guess the lesson we've learned today is try new things, even if they scare you. Just find a way to do it that's less scary. And I was still nervous in this process. I'd be lying if I said painting those wind streaks was not nerve-wracking. It's not my best work, but hey, I'm still happy I did something. Thanks for watching this far, and let me know, what is your favorite medium and or least favorite art medium? Y'all have a blessed day. Bye!